You want to come on?
Yeah, you come.
Yeah, all right. What's your name?
Jono. Hey guys.
Oh, that sounds really good. We can hear you.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's going to be good.
So tell us the most interesting fact about yourself, Jono.
Oh, yeah,
Myself?
good question.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a big human.
Really?
Yeah.
What makes
I think I am.
What parts of you are bigger than others?
Just my bicep.
Biceps?
What parts? Any other parts?
Oh, just. So who are you guys talking to today?
We're talking to ourselves. This isn't live.
That's pretty funny.
So good. You want to shout out your Instagram handle or anything? You got you on the gram?
What's your gram? Triggergram.
Triggergram?
Trigger.
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 Is it just trigger or what? How do you spell it?
Like at Trigger?
What?
All right. We're not very good. We got 25 followers. No, we got 25 followers. Yeah. Chick's probably got like 1,000 followers. She's like, why am I shouting out?
Maybe you could give us a shout out. Maybe you should give us a shout out.
Yeah, you give us a shout out. Yeah. Yeah, sick.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can you spell it out for us?
Got more people laughing at us.
They're laughing at us.
Yeah, I know. Same thing as the last people.
I don't know why.
Anyway,
yeah, I went to the surfing this morning.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I think everyone that comes down here is going to be laughing at us.
Nah, this guy doesn't look like a very happy guy.
Very serious. Yes, I love podcasts. They're very serious.
Yes, he's actually not even laughing at all.
Yeah, I know.
It was cool to see because, like, right now in Newcastle, this weekend is the weekend. Okay, so let's bring some context here. Last time we did a podcast, we were sitting over at Dixon Beach, which is one of the beaches here in Newcastle, and you could kind of see behind us a beach called Merriweather Beach, and that's where they were holding. Now, I was unsure about whether we called surfing competitions cups. Turns out we do. Turns out I should have just went with my initial thought, which was the Newcastle Rip Curl Surf Cup. Sorry. And so anyway, we were watching them set it up last time we did this, and then this weekend it was on. So just finished moments ago. And so I don't know who won, but someone won. And so yeah, right now we have the best surfers in the whole world in Newcastle, which is cool. So
that's cool stuff.
Yeah, it is cool stuff.
Hey, all right, HQLA, more like HQLA. Cool. It's episode 9. Welcome back. Here we go. Let's jump straight into it.
Yeah.
Well, it's more that intro was a little family friendly compared to the last one, which was about Prince Philip. So I think that one.
Oh, he comes out backup videographer.
Oh yeah, good.
Sorry, context. There's a guy walking over here with a camera.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, well, he could be trying to make his own content for.
I think he is.
For his YouTube channel where he films podcasters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Podcasters in the wild.
Podcast spotters. Yeah. Podcasters in the wild. Newcastle podcast spotting. Shout out to Newy car spotters.
Yeah, true.
Is it Newcastle?
Actually, don't shout out to
Newcastle car spotters.
Yeah, Newcastle
is Newy car spotters your competition?
That's the arch nemesis, I think.
Oh, okay. Whoops. Wrong one. Shout out to Newcastle car spotters.
Or maybe he's Newy Supercars. I don't know.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I don't think about him.
We'll have to blur that out now.
Oh, true.
We're gonna beep that. His wrong handle.
Okay, cool.
All right, so I want to start with this is going to be fun because it's back to OGs, back to basics for me.
Okay.
It's an IPO.
Okay, awesome.
So yeah, this one's pretty cool.
All right.
It IPO'd 1 month ago on the 10th of March.
Would I know this company?
I don't think so. Well,
okay,
maybe. It's already got a big valuation.
Okay.
It is the 10th of April right now.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it IPO'd on the 10th of March.
Okay, there's a really loud motorbike coming. Apologies for the audio, but we'll keep going.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. All right, so it launched in. I don't know if I can keep going. It's going to be so loud. Yeah, we haven't gone very far through.
No.
So I'm doing a. You know what? This isn't a company that you've heard of, or it might be. I don't think you specifically would have heard of it.
Okay.
I think a lot of people would have.
Well, okay.
So yeah, I mean it's a bit of it. It's maybe.
All right.
Well, I was going to say niche, but it's not that niche.
Okay.
All right, so it's based in Silicon Valley.
All right.
It launched in 2006.
Okay.
And
Kind of old.
yeah, well, it launched in 2006, but it IPO'd
Yeah,
a month ago. So it's
okay.
currently the 10th of April.
Yep.
And a month ago, on the 10th of March, it
10th of
launched.
March. Okay.
So it's had a 1 month run, and it is called Roblox. Do you know about
Blocks.
No, Roblox. ROBLOX.
No.
Okay, so
Roblox.
yeah, so Roblox.
Okay.
It's pretty wildly popular.
Okay.
And it is a platform where people, and I didn't actually know this because I actually thought it was just I thought it was a video game.
Yep.
And picture this, like, and this is from what I've seen about it before.
Yep.
Minecraft mixed with Lego.
Okay.
So,
So these are the creators of a game. No, sorry, this is your perception of the game.
That's yeah.
By the name of the company.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay,
so,
okay.
so Roblox is like that. Well, that's what I thought it was like.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, people running around, online multiplayer.
Yep.
And
Roblox. Yep.
building stuff and punching each other, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like big multiplayer for kids.
Yep.
And what it actually is, and what I didn't realize, is that it's a platform where people design and build and then upload their own games that they've made themselves.
Okay, cool.
And what they do is they design and upload, and then people buy them for 20 cents, $1, $5 kind of thing.
Right.
And then people buy that, and then they go and play the game. I don't know exactly what
Yep.
they buy them for.
Yeah.
And there are 40 million games which have been created by users on the platform.
Whoa.
So a lot of the users are kids, and they're kind of learning a little bit about the coding and a little bit how to make.
So people could be on that platform and not make the games, right? People can also just go on there and play.
Yeah.
games.
You can just go and play any. So you can play any one of the 40 million games.
Yeah. Okay.
So some of the most popular games created include Meep City, which has 4.5 billion plays. Jailbreak, which has 3.1 billion plays. So every session, so like every time someone logs in and picks that game and goes into it and starts playing, like that's what the play is.
Yep.
Adopt Me with 3 billion plays. Royale High with 2.4 billion. Murder Mystery 2 with 2 billion, and Work at a Pizza Place with 1.9 billion. That one was pretty funny.
That's funny.
So that's just their top. That's their top 6 games.
Okay.
And here's what's really cool. They have 150 million users with 36 million daily active users. So to compare that daily active users, so they've got 36 million.
Yep.
Twitch has 15 million.
Whoa.
They're on 36 million. TikTok has 50 million. And Reddit has 52 million
No way.
daily active users.
That's huge.
So they're
Is this huge in some other country other than Australia?
I think it's all right. Well, I think when I talk about target demographics and all that kind of thing, it'll make a lot more sense.
Right. Okay.
But it is huge in America.
Wow.
So it's here we go. Like what's it about? How it works?
Yeah.
So everyone can go out. One of their main kind of points is that everyone can go out and paint. Everyone can go and upload a video on the internet, right?
Yes.
So then why can't games be like that?
Yeah. Okay.
So basically it's about taking out that huge development cost and the coding strain and the like all of those issues and helping people to build their own games with their own logic.
It just removes that barrier to entry.
Yeah.
Where, you're right. There's a bunch of companies that have done it for video and for everything else.
Yeah.
And then, you're right. If I wanted to code a game or make a game, I'd have no idea where to start.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. Okay.
And you got to go and get your own, platform which runs it, and it's really complicated.
Yeah. And then I've got to draw people to my own website and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay.
Got to design your own characters and design how they work and design the logic, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So there's a huge strain with that side of it.
Yep.
And then developers make money through selling Robux, so it's called Roblox.
Okay.
And they make money through Roblox, the company, sells Robux, obviously, and then Robux are spent on games and whatever.
Could I just let's say I jump on there.
Yeah.
And I just want to play some games.
Yeah.
When I jump in there and I assume create an account, I then probably have to transfer some money and buy some Robux.
Yes, that's right.
And then with those Robux, I can spend them on specific games.
Yeah.
The developers get paid in Robux, and then they can probably cash it out. Yeah. Okay.
So how it works. So the in-game currency or the in-platform currency is Robux, and then Roblox takes Roblox takes 30% of the revenue that a developer makes
Okay.
through the Robux,
Yep.
and the developer gets 70%.
But no one's paying any fees other than that.
Yeah, so I think it's a pretty fair system in the way that Roblox makes money. It seems pretty decent of them to kind of do that.
Yeah.
And then I think it's a very clever business model because it's essentially it's become a marketplace between developers and gamers,
Sounds like it.
which is really cool.
Yeah.
And what Roblox has to do is create all the tools around developing and improve their development platform and user platform. And just really works hard to make everything as good as it can be, essentially.
Yep.
So that developers can make better and better games, and so there's 40 million games,
Wow.
and the top 1,000 games are where 90% of the users stick.
Yeah.
Which is
As expected.
pretty decent.
Yep.
With if you consider there's a whole 1,000 games where 90% of the people
Yeah.
are playing it. I don't know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true.
54% of the user base is under 13.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
29% of users are between 13 and 24, which is pretty.
What percent, sorry?
29%.
29, okay.
Yeah, and then the rest, which is about 16%,
Yeah.
is 25 plus or unknown.
Yeah, that's expected.
And then here's one thing that's really interesting, and this number was very different before 2020.
Yeah.
50% of all kids under the age of 16 in the US have used Roblox.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool. 50%.
Wow.
So yeah, half of those kids.
I remember creating a game for a school project.
Yeah.
I wonder if schools are endorsing this platform, and
Yeah.
that's why there's so many such a high percentage of kids who have used it.
Yeah, it could be that. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Definitely.
Sure.
Anyway, it's got a valuation, so it's got a valuation of $4 billion in February 2020.
Yep.
It's got in January 2021, it had a valuation of $29.5 billion.
Oh wow.
And it launched on the New York Stock Exchange a month ago
Yeah.
with a market, and now it's got a market cap of $39.5 billion.
Wow.
So yeah, pretty cool. So they're
Huge.
obviously huge increases in the last year. $4 billion in 2020.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's a private valuation though. But
Yeah.
So anyway, it's at a price of $71.83, which is pretty cool.
Price per share.
Yeah.
$71.
Yep. And then so they IPO'd at 69. So they've only increased 3.4% over the
Yeah.
last
Right. Okay.
over the last month. So it's definitely not a hype stock, but
No.
But I think that's okay for now because it hasn't had a chance to prove itself as
Interesting.
only a month of being up and running. And in a standard normal month,
Yeah.
making 3.4% would be higher than the market. I think that's quite good.
Okay.
And so, revenues, we're looking at in September 2019, they were 349 million.
Okay.
September 2020, they were 588 million.
Wow.
And then December 2020 for the full year, it was 923 million.
Wow.
So rapid growth. 68% growth between September and September. For 2019 to 2020.
Yeah.
COVID forced a lot of people to be staying at home, and there's a
True.
good reason more kids would be staying at home playing games.
Definitely.
So that would have been a huge increase.
Yeah.
And here's something interesting. So due to the delay between Robux and converting them to dollars, it means that the revenue can be recognized up to 23 months after the money is actually made.
Mm-hmm.
So that revenue figure might not even,
Mhm.
it doesn't even include everything.
Yep.
So I think that there's a lot of Robux in people's accounts that haven't been, it hasn't been spent in the game yet.
Yep.
And therefore it isn't counted as revenue yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I assume that the in-game credit can't be transferred back to the USD by a user. So that's essentially their prepaid revenue. Because a user couldn't just go and buy Robux and then transfer them back into USD. That's what a developer does. But yeah. So technically it's in the game, but they haven't spent it yet.
Mhm.
So the model there makes sense to me. The money might not be fully recognized yet, and it'll actually be a higher revenue figure showing up in the future as they're spent. So the real thing here is that the free cash flows are a better metric to measure that.
Yep.
So the prepaid revenues of Robux was actually an increase. Wow. Really cool plane in the background.
Very cool plane. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, so there's actually in prepaid revenues there was 171% increase
Wow.
in the last year.
Sorry. We can hear the plane. Oh, it's over there. That's very cool.
Oh, it's doing flips.
It's doing flips.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, it'll be in the background sometime soon. You'll have to zoom on it.
yep.
Maybe not. Okay, sorry.
Anyway,
continue.
don't worry about that. So yeah, with their revenue of 923 million, they made a loss of 253 million.
Okay.
But I think it's not actually realistic to call that unprofitable
Mhm.
because they realistically made 1.2 billion if you count the so in revenue if you count the prepaid
Mhm.
Robux, because they had 400 or 300 million in free cash flows as well. So yeah, I think that they would be realistically making a very small loss at the moment, considering that they almost made $1 billion. I think that their loss is something like 20 million, as opposed to 200 million, which is what it's written down as its real loss.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. And they've also been investing heavily into upgrading their infrastructure and the safety of their platform as the company grows rapidly.
True.
Now that's a really good point, because having 50% of your user base under 13,
Yeah.
you really need a safe
Yeah.
platform to
Yeah.
So that's really good that they've been doing that.
Yeah.
They've also started offering Robux as a subscription, which is really good because you're basically buying in-game currency regularly, and they can give you a little bit of a discount and say, every month you buy $20 worth of Robux or $10 worth of Robux or whatever, just automatically.
That's good.
Which is great, yeah. Very young user base. So online safety is the most important thing, one of the biggest concerns. And so, as an investor, I would be wanting consistent auditing done on the content and the
Yeah,
and
true.
That
could get out of control quite quickly, couldn't it?
And one of the main concerns I would say is, for me personally, I would want manual approvers to review each game before it's uploaded.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that obviously it can take ages to play all the way through a game.
Yeah.
And it's tricky because how are they going to do that with 40 million games? They can't control that kind of thing.
That's interesting, because I suppose there's a lot of rules around classifying games as certain ratings.
Yeah.
And they don't want to classify the whole website as being a high level of rating to accommodate for that.
Well, it's got to be it's got to be you can't.
Well, yeah, because their clientele's all under 13.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. Interesting. Unless they, okay. I don't know. That's a really hard one.
Yeah.
Because it is their responsibility to ensure that those kids are I guess, cared for.
Yeah.
But yeah, how are they going to run through every single game and check the content? There needs to be a flagging process that people can flag a game. Oh, this is inappropriate. It then goes to another section of the website or something. Yeah. Where you have to be over 18. I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, I get that. So there's a great stickiness to the game.
Yeah.
So they have
So we've stopped on a cul-de-sac or on a dead end.
And if we weren't parked there, everyone would be able to go around in one go.
That's a good point, yeah. So people are having to come around, chuck it in reverse back. Anyway, it's legal, but...
Yeah. I wouldn't worry too much.
No, it's fine.
So they got a huge amount of retention, and a lot of their user base, their daily active users are obviously 36 million of them. So 24% of all of the users, because there's 150 million, 24% of them are daily active users, which is great for retention, Yeah. So another positive is that I watched a video of some Roblox employees, and they're way nerdier than some of the other developer videos I've seen in Silicon Valley. So that's a well done there from me.
Have you ever played a game on there?
I haven't, no.
Okay.
I haven't given it a go.
Okay.
But I should probably do that before investing, just to, check it out.
It'd be interesting if you had a go between now and our next podcast.
Yeah.
And then you came back to us and told us what you thought.
Gave a little review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have time.
I'm keen to play I Bought a Pizza, or I Work at a Pizza.
I think you'd be pretty good at that.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah.
No, I've watched a clip a while ago. I didn't know that it was Roblox.
Yeah.
Watched a clip of Jailbreak, which was really very funny. It was a couple of adults playing it and whatever.
Yeah.
And it looked like a very funny game. And you all just spawn into this prison, and there's lots of multiplayer people.
Yeah.
And you can all just kind of mess up each other's attempt to jailbreak.
Okay. Well, give us a review on that one then.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll put up a live playing Twitch stream. And no, I won't
Are you
do
trying
that.
to figure out what you're doing?
Yeah, trying to work out how to play it. So one of the
Yes.
great points as well
Okay.
is that 4 or 5 kids, like so one kid at school can tell 4 or 5 kids to sign up,
Yes.
and they can all play together.
Oh,
and
having
it's like,
kids is so good because it's like, you know, when you're at school, you get enough people on it, and it's
Yeah.
like the whole like fear of missing out thing when you're
Yeah.
a kid is so strong.
yeah, and you don't have to spend any money on your marketing like when that happens, because
Absolutely.
yeah, you can get free marketing through kids telling
And
each
every
other.
kid knows how to access their parents' credit cards and stuff now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's no issue with that either.
That's true.
So yeah, it's good.
It's become more accessible. One huge negative is that as kids grow up, they might find it not as cool, or
Definitely.
they want to play proper games from major franchises.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm talking Call of Duty, Need for Speed,
Yes.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
So the average lifetime usage of their product
Yeah.
is 23 months.
Yeah, okay.
Now, if you compare that to Netflix,
Yeah.
Netflix has
Oh.
a 38-month
Yeah.
average lifespan. So that's.
Which will just continue to grow indefinitely.
Yeah, and like Netflix is as they get more and more customers,
Yeah.
continuing to flow through. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, okay, that's a good metric.
so that's an interesting one. 23 months.
Yeah.
I guess that it'll probably get longer. It's still,
Yeah.
I don't know. It has been around since 2006.
There's
but
more kids coming through. Like it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. A negative is the external forces. So 34% of their revenue comes through Apple App Store.
Oh.
So because the people can play it on their iPads, whatever.
Right.
18% comes through Google Play.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of the the devices come in.
Yeah.
If one of their platforms decides to delist it, or which they wouldn't do, but if they decide to delist it, or they increase their fees,
Yeah.
that could really stuff up.
So you said it was like 30% Apple,
Yeah.
15 Google or something?
34%
34%
from Apple and
Apple.
18% from
Yeah,
Google
that's a
Play.
lot.
Yeah, but obviously it's good because more people are playing their iPads and whatever,
Yeah.
and instead of just traditional PCs and.
Okay, and then obviously the other option is just on their desktop.
Yeah,
version.
desktop.
So it's almost
and-
50% devices, 50% desktop. or
Well,
something.
not really. So like there's desktop and whatever, but then there's Xboxes and PlayStations and that kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah, well I think so. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
pretty
okay.
sure. I'm
Alright.
pretty sure that's what they do.
Cool. Cool,
yeah.
cool,
So
cool.
so yeah, it's interesting.
Right, okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, that's my
That's cool.
segment.
Okay, and then a final conclusion?
Oh, I think be careful of the risks, and it's probably a buy from me. I think it's
a
quite
buy.
Cool. I think
Interesting.
it's quite cool. I think
Okay.
it's very good that it's a very good model having a marketplace,
Mm-hmm.
like, and then you just take a cut of everyone else's work,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and as long as you can support developers
I wonder
and
how
support
many
users,
employees they have. You don't know that, do you?
I don't know, but actually, here's another interesting stat before
Mm.
we finish. I'm glad you asked me this.
Okay.
The employee ratio is very different from Uber and Airbnb. So like Uber and Airbnb and stuff have 25% engineers. So
Oh, okay.
of their staff,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
how many are software engineers.
Yep.
Roblox has an 80% staff construction of just software engineers.
Oh, wow,
So
okay.
80% of their staff is yeah. So that's kind of cool. So
Okay.
they're focusing a lot on the developing side,
Yep.
and they don't have to focus so much on the marketing and
Yes.
all that stuff. And I guess one thing that's cool about that, think about a developer. A developer wants to advertise their own game
That's what I was just thinking,
on
yeah.
Roblox.
So they do it themselves.
Yeah, so it's like they're
Yeah.
taking on the cost, they're taking on the distribution,
Yeah.
they're telling people about their game, that kind of thing. So
It's like Shopify. Shopify, yeah, they do some of their own marketing, but they
Mm.
don't need to.
I think in my opinion, it's more like Amazon. So everyone else's game is also
yeah.
recommended below yours. That's what.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not like you have your own page.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yep. Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah.
Do a transition sound.
Do you want to get that?
No, that's fine.
Really? I feel like it's not got very long.
What? How many minutes is it on?
Yeah.
Oh, right. We have our first caller on the line. Your question was today?
What's going on?
Yeah. No, what was your question again, caller? We don't have all day to go through this.
Yes. I'm just after your top 3 stock picks in the world.
Okay. Well, I would like to.
Including US or AU.
All right. I'm gonna go with the first one being. I'm gonna go with Lehman Brothers as my next pick,
Yeah.
and then Enron.
Yeah. Very good. So is that your investment advice?
Yep. Yeah, that's my
Excellent.
advice of the day.
But this is just purely for
Thank you,
entertainment
thank you.
purposes.
Did any of that pick up on the microphone?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah. Well, can you hear him through my mic though?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the only way I can hear him.
Okay.
Great. Thank you very much, guys. I'll invest. See you later.
Yep. You take it easy there, caller.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Let me get the next caller on the line. We've got another one coming through.
Here it is. See if you can get it. Oh, he figured it out.
I pushed it away.
All right, cool. All right, so I've been thinking about a company. This is a company, I should say every company I talk about is something that I've been pondering over.
Yep.
So this is one I've been looking at for a while,
Yeah.
and I got confused because it was something that I was just on sort of on my radar.
Yeah.
And then basically what happened, which I'll talk about in a sec, is they changed the company name. And so I got a bit confused as to which company was which, and then realized it was the same company. And then I was like, it made a lot more sense. And then so I thought, well, we should deep dive into this and figure out what's going on.
Yeah. They pulled a tricky one on you.
They pulled a tricky one on me.
Yeah.
Okay, so company's called Marathon Digital Holdings. And this is also pertinent because I'm doing a marathon tomorrow.
There you go.
And that's the shirt I'm wearing. So
Yes.
this is my new run shirt.
New run.
It's all happening this weekend.
Yeah, it's a lot of events.
Pro surfing, some sailing,
Marathon.
pro running.
It's the place to be.
It is. So, Marathon Digital Holdings. So, they were founded in 2010 and they IPO'd in March 2012, which is interesting because they've been a public company for some time.
Yeah.
But they've gone through a bit of a transition. So, they're on the NASDAQ and their ticker is MARA. Actually, what was your ticker?
RBLX, I think.
Okay,
Roblox.
Roblox. Okay.
Correct me in the comments if that's wrong.
Yes. Okay, so at Marathon Digital Holdings, do you want to have a quick guess of what they might do?
Ooh,
What industry?
I'm going to guess that they like to build fitness trackers.
No, so they're a Bitcoin mining company.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, we should probably clarify here that this is the first time we've really talked about cryptocurrency, and we're going to delve into it a little bit here.
And you're going to be excited to hear the next segment, which is also crypto related. How do we keep coming up with accidentally the same topic?
Well, because we talk about the same things with each other
No,
each week.
I don't think so.
And then we both think about the same things.
Yeah, but we don't talk about each other.
We don't talk about the companies, but we're both thinking about the same things.
Yes, but every segment that I bring is a surprise to you, and every
Yeah,
segment
yeah,
you
yeah,
bring
yeah.
is a surprise to me.
Yeah.
And we come up with the same thing. Anyway, all right. I'm still surprised. I get what you're saying.
I'm just saying we're living in the same environment.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Okay.
All right.
So they're a Bitcoin mining company, and their little slogan from their 2020 annual report is building America's leading enterprise Bitcoin miner, which is cool. And so their headquarters in Las Vegas, which
baby.
we've never had before.
In the desert.
Yeah. That's their headquarters. I'm going to assume that it's like a PO box or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Which will become more apparent in a second here.
Yeah.
And so their actual mining facility is in Montana.
Yes, that makes more sense.
Okay. And so they were previously known as Marathon Patent Group. Now, the thing that confused me initially, and this is just saying, it just sort of flipped across my radar a few times, was I initially thought that they were just some like digital patenting company. So it's like, if I didn't want to trademark something, who do I talk to? I talk to this company.
Yeah.
That was just my perception of it. And then, which is really the main reason why they changed the company name. So they changed the company name because, yes, they were doing a few little bits and pieces like that. But they had always been doing crypto mining, specifically Bitcoin, I should say.
Yeah.
And so I think they found that to be a profitable transaction. And so they ditched everything else. And they literally just rebranded, and they wanted the rebranding to reflect the company's commitment to its core competency, which was just going to be Bitcoin mining. So they called it Marathon Digital Holdings. And so
They're in it for the long run.
They're in it for the long run. So they changed the name in February 2021, which is like 2 months ago. So the CEO is a guy named Merrick Okamoto.
Yep. It sounds very much like Satoshi Nakamoto. What's his name?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. The old mate who invented Bitcoin.
Yeah. It's a front.
I don't know.
It's actually the guy that invented it. Owns the mining company.
So he's 60 years old, And he's been the CEO since 2018. He did not found the company because it was founded in 2010. And so he is an entrepreneur, which is awesome. So he's co-founded an asset management company called Viking. He co-founded a website called tradeportal.com. And he was the founder of a capital agency called First Stage Capital. So do you want to guess... Again, you don't really know that much about it yet, but do you want to guess the number of employees?
Oh,
I like doing this.
All right, I'm going to say 550.
Okay, 3.
3? Okay.
3 employees, and
Okay.
at its peak in 2017, this is where I think it was doing other things, it had 15.
Okay.
So it's now got 3.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about its revenue model. So they're a miner, or they have miners. So a miner is a computer which is literally just designed specifically to solve the mathematical algorithms that you need specifically for Bitcoin. And so over the time, like initially people were using like gaming computers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it's become harder and harder and more complex. And so now there's specific machines that are designed to do it, and they're a little expensive.
Yeah.
And so they're called miners. That's a miner. So when we refer to a miner, it's not like a person anymore. It's a computer.
It's not a child.
No, it's not some person sitting at a calculator trying to figure out the algorithm.
I
So
know, I was talking about miners. Anyway, never mind. There's more than one meaning of the word.
yes. Oh, I see. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So for those who are interested, the way mining works in like a quick 5-step process is there's Bitcoin transactions that are pulled together in a block, which is encrypted every like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? And so you've got a block of transactions, and then the miners, they complete to solve this encryption. And it's similar to Sudoku, where on Sudoku, you've got like these random numbers and a bunch of blank squares in a square, and you've got to figure out which numbers you can put in where everything makes sense. And then it's really easy to verify. So that's the third process. The network verifies this, and so it's easy to verify the correct I guess algorithm.
Yeah.
Because it all kind of lines up, and you can say, yeah, that's
There's
correct.
a wedding going on over there.
There is a wedding going on over
Wow.
there. But it's actually quite hard to actually solve it. So the fourth step is then once it's verified, the new block is attached to the chain, which is the blockchain.
Yeah.
And then for that service, the miners are rewarded with Bitcoin. And so you currently are rewarded with 6.25 Bitcoins per block. Now, this company we're talking about, they've got over 103,000 miners. So again, that's like over 103,000 individual computers working on these algorithms.
Yeah.
Which is a lot, right?
Yeah. That's epic.
And so the main issue that a lot of these guys have is power
Yeah.
at this point. Imagine you've got 100,000 computers, and it's going to draw a lot of power.
Someone was commenting on a tweet earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was sometime in the last month. It
Yeah.
was about how it's ironic that Elon is selling Teslas for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, it takes so much power to generate.
Oh, yeah.
And you are burning oil in
I see
order
what you're
to buy a
Yeah.
in order to buy a
That's
a
very
Tesla.
true. It's very true.
So yeah, it undoes the good work that he did by putting batteries in there. Yeah.
True.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. So this company, Marathon,
Yeah.
they have 6.4% of global Bitcoin hash rate. So of the Bitcoin, so let's say of this block,
Yeah.
of that total block, they are solving on average,
Yeah.
they're solving 6.4% of that block.
Yeah. That's
Which-
pretty cool. That's pretty big scale.
It's
Like,
big. So
yeah.
of the 6.25 or 6.25, of the 6.25 Bitcoins that are given to those who have solved that block,
Yeah.
they get 6.4 of that,
Yeah.
which
yeah,
is good.
Yeah.
And so basically, at the end of 2021, the end of this year, they estimate to be able to mine 55 to 60 Bitcoins a day,
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
which is a lot. And by the end of 2021, who knows how much a Bitcoin's worth, right? So
For
it's
sure.
pretty nuts. The average cost for them to do that mining process per Bitcoin is $4,500.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty
Okay.
cool.
which is
and then-
cool.
Yeah.
And so one of the reasons that that's fairly low is this electricity cost. So the average electricity cost in the US is 13 cents per kilowatt hour.
Okay. Yeah.
The average cost in Montana, Montana, is 10 cents. So that's probably one of the factors why they chose the location.
Yes.
A little cheaper, but the electricity cost for Marathon, because they have a partnership with their provider,
Brilliant.
is
We'll give you a Bitcoin every once in a while.
well, yes, yes, you nailed it.
Okay.
Is actually less than 3 cents.
Wow, that's great.
Okay.
All right.
And so it is because they have a partnership with their energy generation provider, and they actually own, I assume through some sort of deal, 6 million shares in Marathon.
Yeah, brilliant.
Cool. So that makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
And so they're getting a reduced rate. Maybe it's at cost or below cost rate of electricity.
Yeah.
But the partnership between the two companies, they're happy because they've got all of this. They've got a huge stake in this company.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's a second partnership with a company called Bitmain.
Yeah.
And this is the company that actually make the computers. And so they've got access to the top miners at a fixed rate.
Yeah.
So as mining becomes more and more popular, and as the computers are getting more and more complex, they've pre-negotiated rates way down into the future for these machines, even though the demand might become high, and so they can push the price up for these units for individual, other companies. There's a partnership between these, between Bitmain and Marathon to fix those prices, which is a bit of a hedge against price increases and stuff in the future.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So energy cost. So they've got a partnership there to fix that. They've got a partnership with the actual miner provider to fix that cost, which is really awesome as well. And so in regards to performance, I'll just talk about Bitcoin itself for a second. So in 2020, Square invested 50 mil or so into Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's right.
And so PayPal also enabled Bitcoin as a funding source that could be used for digital commerce. So they've got 26 million merchants using their platform, and it allows the trading of that. And so Bitcoin versus traditional assets at the end of 2020 as well. So for 1 year at the end of 2020, Bitcoin had increased by around 300%. Gold, do you want to guess?
Minus 5%.
No, it increased 25%.
Okay, yeah.
And the S&P 500, do you want to guess?
34%.
Only 15.
Okay.
And 5 years, so end of 2020, Bitcoin had increased just under 7,000%.
Yeah.
Which is so nuts, but it's true. And then gold for 5 years, what do you think?
Gold, I'm going to say it increased by 40%.
Yeah, it's 80%. And
Okay.
S&P 500.
For 5 years?
Yeah, this is interesting, actually. It's actually not that high.
I think it in the last 5 years, from to the end of 2020.
End of 2020, yeah.
I think it's I'm going to say 45%.
85.
85%. Okay.
Yes, your ratio between gold and S&P 500 was correct.
Yeah.
You said 40 and 45. So
Yeah.
that's good. So their stock versus Grayscale Bitcoin ETF, or it's a trust, but they're turning it into an ETF.
Yeah.
A comparison between Marathon stock, GBTC, which is Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which they actually just mentioned. They put out an announcement a day ago saying they were going to turn that into an ETF, which is cool. Because it was just over-the-counter traded at the moment.
Yeah.
And Bitcoin itself. So those three different things. So Bitcoin from December to March. So December 2020 to March 2021.
Yeah.
So kind of where we are at the moment also. Bitcoin is up 100%.
Yeah.
About 30K to 60K and US. And GBTC, which is the Grayscale Trust, is up 60%.
Yeah.
30 to 50 per unit. And Marathon stock is up 300%. So, from $10 to $40.
Yeah, cool.
Which is a really big jump.
Yeah.
And so 2022 growth strategy looks like new miners, new facility. So 2020, they were doing 2 Bitcoins a day.
Yeah.
In 2020.
Yeah.
2022, so the end of this year, as I kind of mentioned earlier, they plan to do 55 to 60. So that's a huge increase.
And that's especially considering that it gets harder and harder to mine. So they've got to be increasing. If they're increasing to 55, they've really got to be planning to increase by 100.
Yes.
And then by the time that they've finished building that, it increases by 55.
Exactly. So new facility.
Yep.
In 2020, it was doing 105 megawatt hours.
Yep.
And 2022, they plan, or the end of this year, they plan for it to be 500 megawatt hours.
Yeah.
So,
what the reason that I thought that you said it was done in Montana. The reason that I thought it was there was because of the cooling costs. Because you need to like.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because I've seen a video on a Bitcoin mine, and it's in like Alaska, and then all they do is open up the shed doors, and then they have fans on each side that push through cold air.
Yeah, I think you'd be spot on.
Yeah.
Like Las Vegas is pretty hot.
Yep.
So yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do any actual mining.
That'd be less than ideal.
Yeah.
In regards to financial performance, their mining asset increase would be something like 3,000 Bitcoins a year, which like at today's, like just taking what they do a day, timesing it by 52, it's about 3,000 Bitcoins a year, which is about 200 million Australian.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Increase in there. I guess they become assets on the balance sheet at that point.
Yeah.
And so the mining expense to be able to incur that increase is only 13 mil. So we're basically, like, it's a bit hard to judge because the price
Huge
of Bitcoin
margin.
changes.
Yeah.
But if we just take a kind of a stop in today's price,
It's a gigantic
200
margin.
million, 13 million expenses to actually incur that, which is pretty cool.
Do you know what profit margin that is?
No, I don't know what
So
the
like 95%?
I don't know what the number is.
Something
Well,
like
it would be that would be something like 95%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So some interesting points from their financial statements that I was looking at
Yeah.
is they've got 220 million in cash and crypto, just as a combined thing.
Yeah.
They've got 105 million of long-term debt, and that's it.
All right. Yeah.
105 million.
Yeah.
220
And they're planning to make 200 million
yes,
each year.
each year.
Yeah.
At current rates.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's pretty crazy.
And that's just at current rates.
That's at current rates. And so the cost of revenue was 7 mil, and they sold $2 million worth of digital currencies as well in the last financial year. And so they actually took a $10 million net loss, which is interesting because my assumption is that there's not really any income generated from what they do, because when they mine Bitcoin, it's just sitting there as an asset, right?
Yeah.
So they can't realize that on their on their income statement. Would you agree?
Until
that seems to be the case because they have virtually no income.
Yeah, I guess it's not. I guess you have to sell it to actually make the income. Yeah,
that's right. That was my take on it. And so because of that, but all the expenses are still realized on the income statement.
It just continues to make losses.
Exactly. So so I said that they had it cost them 13 mil, I think it was.
Yeah.
To actually generate that Bitcoin. The Bitcoin then just sits on their balance sheet. It doesn't look like income.
Yeah.
And they sold, I think that I said they sold like $2 million worth of digital currency. That then is income.
Yeah.
It does sort of balance out to about $10 million net loss.
I mean, it's a pretty good company to hold if you're, if you just want something that's going to appreciate in value, and you don't really worry about it making losses.
No, they're not going to pay dividends anytime soon.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah.
So it's interesting, right? And so, so just quick competition, and then I'll talk about the share price. So, other competition for these guys who are publicly listed is Riot Blockchain, which you might have seen. I feel like they get a bit of hype. It's called Riot Blockchain. Their ticker's just Riot. Canon with double A. It's a bit strange.
I've heard of that one.
And Hive Blockchain Technologies, which is just over the counter. So there's 3 main competitors. And so we'll chuck a little graph. It's like a column graph, and we'll pop it in the video here. And basically, my only note on this is that basically what Marathon is saying here is they're really just at the start of their growth curve.
Yeah.
And there's a pretty amazing column graph that they've got here that really shows where they are now, where they predict to be in really not long, in a year or two, and it's pretty extensive.
Yeah, cool.
So in regards to the share price, they're currently $49. All-time high is $234.
Market cap?
No, so they're currently...
No. What's their market cap?
The market cap is 4.8 billion.
Okay. Cool.
And the current price was $49.
Yeah.
All-time high was $234. Keeping in mind that they were doing, like, they haven't always been a Bitcoin mining company.
Yeah.
So they've kind of changed tact a bit here.
Yeah.
And in March 2020, do you want to guess what they're do you want to have just a guess, a wild guess? So that all-time high is 234.
Oh, there we go.
And their current price is 49. Do you want to guess what their all-time low was?
All-time low.
In March 2020.
$10.
40 cents.
40 cents. Wow.
Their stock got all the way down to 40 cents. So
that could have been a great buy.
Imagine if you bought that in March 2020.
Yeah.
And it's currently now $49.
Yeah.
So you said market cap. So it's 4.8 billion. Riot is 4.2 billion, so quite similar. Canon is 2.9 billion, so getting a little smaller. And then Hive is 1.5 billion.
Yeah.
Now, to put that in perspective for our listeners, Tesla, 650 billion.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
just to put it in a little bit of perspective. And to put that in perspective, just because I got on a bit of a tangent here, do you know that's almost half of Australia's GDP?
Almost half, yeah.
Australia's GDP is like
dollars.
1.3 trillion or something.
Yeah.
650 billion.
Yeah, and you know what China's
No, I don't
is?
know. What
It's
is it?
8.5 trillion.
Wow.
So it's pretty funny to think that 3 Amazons are the same size as China.
Yes.
Like, that's nuts. That doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
Yeah.
Price to book. So I think
Brilliant.
this was the
This
only
is-
one that I could really recite because like price to earnings is irrelevant because they don't really earn any money.
Yeah.
So I've got this for all the different competitors to try and show where they sit.
Yeah.
So price to book is basically just the price. So it's the price of the share versus the book value. So the book value is the net assets. So just take all the assets and minus the liabilities, so the debt and anything else that they've got, and then divide that by the number of shares.
Yeah.
So you've got Marathon, which is at 13 times book value. Riot, which is at 14, so
Yeah.
kind of similar. Canon, 35 times.
Wow, yeah.
Hive, 46 times.
Yeah.
Do you know what Tesla is?
Price to book?
This is
I would
unrelated.
say
It's
100. I would say 100 times.
different industry. They're not in the industry of
Yeah.
having assets, but 900.
900 times, okay. 900x. That's wild.
Yes, it's very wild.
Yeah.
They got 99 million shares outstanding, and in regards to ownership, they're 5% individuals,
Yeah.
insiders, 12% institutions, and 83% general public.
Yeah.
Big general public portion there, which is kind of cool. The CEO, this is a really strange point. The
Yeah.
CEO has a history of selling stock.
Okay, yeah.
And so he owns
Got to fund
190.
his lavish lifestyle.
Yeah. So he only earns it's something like $350,000 a year.
Yeah.
And so he owns $190 million worth of their stock
Yeah.
currently, which is 4% of the company. But on top of that, he's sold $47 million worth of the stock,
Yeah.
which is about 20% of what he originally had.
Yeah.
And so that includes a $9 million sale of stock in December 2020 and $34 million just in February.
Yeah.
Which is a bit weird, but he has a history of it. He doesn't get paid much. Maybe it's justifiable. I don't think he thinks things going to blow up yet.
Yeah, yeah.
And then other institutional investors is like BlackRock. They got 40 million, Vanguard 37 million, Goldman Sachs 13, Morgan Stanley 6, and Citadel 5 million.
Yeah. Cool.
So the conclusion is it's a very interesting company. In this space, out of its competition, I think I like it the best.
Yep.
I think it has the most potential, and I think maybe it's worth a buy, but I think it's worth a very small percent of your portfolio.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little risky, but yeah.
Speculative.
Yeah, it is definitely speculative. They're not going to go insolvent anytime soon, but yeah. Anyway, we'll
Cool.
see. So yeah.
All right, so this one is going to be a good one.
Okay.
I think you have a pretty good idea of what it's going to be.
Do I?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I've called this one making a market based on people and status. My thoughts 9 days in.
Oh, cool. You're going to talk about
This is BitClout.
Okay.
This is an interesting
Talking
thing.
about speculation.
Talking about speculation. Now, there's a couple of interesting economic theories around it as well.
Okay.
The greater fool, a few different things. So this is, and if that wasn't clear from what I was talking about there, we're talking about BitClout.
Yes, BitClout.
So BitClout is a decentralized social media platform.
Yep.
So imagine this is you, like, let's say you're in the bath, you're having a wine, you know. Imagine, I'm just kidding.
Relatable.
Very relatable. You're scrolling through Twitter,
Okay.
and you see your favorite creator.
Great.
Mr. Beast,
Yes.
Elon Musk,
Yep.
Logan Paul.
Yes.
Now, imagine you can buy a stock in that
What?
person.
No.
You think it's going to keep rising up. You think they're going to keep growing in value.
Yep.
In a way, you're just jumping into a secondary market made up full of creators, and you're buying a coin. So you're buying their coin, you're buying that creator's coin. And
Interesting.
yeah, so
Okay.
you think that as a creator, the value of their brand is going to be worth more tomorrow than it is today.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That'd be particularly relevant if you, like, I don't know, you were one of the first people to jump on top of someone's platform. Like, someone started a podcast and you thought they were going to be awesome.
Yeah.
They're like a penny stock kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then I guess it's cool because you can profit as they increase in notoriety.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's really cool. Okay. Okay, cool. I like it. You can buy some stocks in some people.
Yeah, so as of the 11th of March this year,
Yep.
there were 57,000 users.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to have a guess?
Oh, this is cool metrics.
Do you want to have a guess of how many users there were the 10th of April?
10th of April, a month later, 57,000 becomes 5 million.
There are 124,000.
No.
Yeah, so
That's so good.
so they've doubled. They've almost doubled.
That's
or
good.
Maybe more than doubled. I don't know.
That's so good.
Um,
Bro, there's stadiums in America that hold that many people.
yeah. So yeah, in 1 month, that's 1 month of growth from 57,000 to 124,000.
That's good. It's not really like exponential yet. Like, it's not like insane.
Yeah. Do you want to guess how many dollars have been put into? How many dollars have been put
How'd
into?
you get all this information?
Well, this actually, all right. This is really cool. I'll have to link it in this episode.
Please.
There is an exact website.
Yep.
Which shows, it's called CryptoGate or something like that.
Okay.
And it shows exactly how many dollars have been put in, because it shows the blockchain.
True, of
each
course.
thing, because I've never actually seen a blockchain or like what it looks like or
Yeah.
whatever. So you can actually see an exact like measure of the dollars.
Okay.
So I don't have the exact dollar. I've got it to the million. I don't have the
Yeah,
exact one
that's
right in
fine.
front of me.
Okay.
We'll put the exact number down below.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to have a guess?
Sorry, what's the question?
So how many dollars have been put into BitClout?
Okay. All right. All right. So there's 100 and something thousand people on there,
Yeah.
and they've all put in. All right. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say 10 million.
You think that there's been 10 million into? All right. So let me give you more context. Elon Musk had a market cap when I joined up 9 days ago.
Yeah.
He had a market cap of 89 million.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. 100. Oh jeez. Okay, it's gonna be a lot then. A billion.
All right. It is 204 million.
Okay.
Yeah. So
oh wow.
interesting.
And he has like a $90 million market cap.
Well, he did have that.
That's true.
Now I checked it earlier today, and he had a $67 million market cap.
Wow.
So it's like almost like everyone was expecting him to jump on the platform, because he likes to be an early adopter. He got on Clubhouse pretty early, all that stuff.
He's not on there though, is he?
He's not on there yet, and it's
Yeah.
almost like everyone's lost faith that he's going to jump on.
So he's
And so it's gone-
$67 million market cap.
Yeah.
And there's what?
204 million.
204. So
in there.
he's like 30%
yeah.
of the whole
Just people
funds within the market.
like Justin Bieber, I think maybe have a $20 million market cap.
Okay,
People like
so
Logan Paul has like a 30
a
million.
huge percentage of the money is just in the big heavy hitters.
Yeah, and
Wow.
someone like Sean, who's on the My First Million.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's got a market cap of 800K or something like that, or
Yep.
900K.
Yep.
So yeah, pretty cool.
Okay, cool. I like it.
So yeah, the way that they started it was that they and this is how you really grow fast, I think.
Okay.
They automatically put the top 15,000 Twitter accounts on the platform.
Oh, okay.
And in order for you to verify or unlock your account, you tweet out the link on your Twitter, and the account gets verified.
Oh, true.
So the creator reward system, how this works is, and this is the incentive for people to go onto Twitter and tweet out their account so they can unlock
Because
their
they get
account.
access to this.
They get
rewards.
access to
Yeah,
the
okay.
creator reward.
Yeah.
So there's an automatic 10% kickback of your market cap, which goes straight to you.
Ah, okay. So if you're on there a bit later and people have already bought you, let's say Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So
He's got $2 million or $3 million
Right.
unlocked. Well, it would have been when it was 80 something.
Yeah,
it
whatever
would have
it
been
is.
8 million
Yes. Okay.
locked up.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he would have. So that would have been a big incentive. So
That's so cool.
if Elon Musk wasn't the richest person in the world or
Yeah.
one of the richest people in the world,
Yeah.
that would have been a huge incentive for him to jump on and collect his 8
Yes.
million, basically.
Yes.
And it's actually in your own stock, so it's 8 million worth of your own coin.
Yes.
So it can fluctuate and it can go down.
Don't look
and
now, but someone's taking a photo of this. Oh, you looked.
Damn it! Sorry, I had to look. It was so good. Yeah. So, I mean, if we got some more content to put on Instagram, that'd be pretty cool.
It's true.
Yeah. Can we? Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, nice. Do you want to? No. I thought you might want to. So we can get the photo.
It's just for him.
Well, no, we're never gonna know. We're never gonna know. Come back.
He's gone.
Remember the number plate. Look at the license plate. We'll look up his address and we'll go there and we'll get the photo.
Okay, perfect. For context, no one knows what's going on. For context, a guy just walked over, stood in front of us, pointed to his camera with his eyebrows up,
Yeah.
and then I said yes, and then he took a photo of us, and then he just walked away.
And I'd also like to say, and this is something that, I don't know, maybe, well, Nathan knows I'm nerdy about cameras. It's a Canon AE1, so it was an old film camera.
Oh, you could tell. Right.
So it was a proper, it was.
So it would have been cool.
film. You could hear it click.
Yeah, I think everyone would have heard that.
I think the mic.
Yeah, they would have heard that.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I can't remember what you were saying.
Well, I wish I had got his Instagram handle or something, so could have.
Or if he had ours, that would have worked well. We could have just yelled it out.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Anyway, next time. We know,
Okay,
we know what to do.
There's no incentive for Elon Musk because he's very rich, so he doesn't
Yeah.
need $2 million, so he doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't, or 8 or 6 or whatever it is.
Sorry, yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, but yeah, a creator reward. So like, there are random creators who just like find out about their account, and then they're like, oh, they find out that they got 50K of value locked up as their reward there.
That's
so
cool.
that's a pretty cool
That's really
system.
cool.
I started. All right, so I'm gonna title the next segment "My Wallet."
Your wallet, okay.
I started with
Okay.
2,000 AUD, so I'm talking investment.
Oh, okay. You're talking your strategy.
Yeah, so I started with 2,000 AUD 9 days ago.
Okay.
And
do you need to clarify? Oh, yeah.
ITS HQLA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sick. Shout outs.
Have a good night.
See ya. All right.
Well, yeah, I like doing this in more public places. It's pretty fun.
No, it's good. We're kind of embracing the podcast, but outside.
So,
Anyway.
BitClout. I don't know what you were saying. Oh, your wallet. Your strategy.
Yeah, wallet strategy.
Tell us your strategy.
So I invested 2,000 AUD 9 days ago, which
Okay.
is 1,520
Oh.
USD. So
So what I was going to say is it worth just mentioning that you can't just go straight from AUD to BitClout?
yes, yeah. So what you have to do is you have to have Bitcoin.
Yep.
So I invested 2,000 worth of AUD.
Yes.
But I invested Bitcoin.
Yep.
I put Bitcoin into my account,
Mhm.
and then on BitClout
Yes.
you can change
Yeah.
BTC
It's complicated.
to BitClout coin,
Yep.
and with BitClout coin,
Yes.
you can buy creator coins,
Yes.
which are unique individual
So,
creators.
AUD, Bitcoin,
To BTC.
BitClout,
Yeah.
then you can buy a creator coin.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
right. Yeah,
okay.
a 4-step process. So it's interesting to think about how many things are moving, how many moving parts there are moving against each other.
Yeah. Oh, I see what
Uh,
yeah, we talked about
yeah,
this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah, so AUD, Bitcoin, BitClout coin, and then
the Hyundai. It's like an i30.
Jeez. AUD, Bitcoin, BitClout, and then the actual credit coin.
Yeah.
You've got to transfer back or whatever between all of these, and then they're all constantly changing in prices.
And you get a little bit of a fee with each one.
That's also yeah. Every time you change back, you got a fee.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah. It's a little messy, but it's a lot of fun. So,
Just look for those big gains and don't worry about
we're
it.
just having fun. I'd like to disclose that this is not financial advice.
This is purely for entertainment purposes.
My current wallet balance is $2,781.
Hey, look out! Look out!
In the US
Okay.
in USD.
Okay.
So it's actually
Oh, I see. It's actually heaps.
yeah. So let me check my.
We got a baller over here.
I'm going to check my actual
a live balance.
Live balance.
Do you want me to check mine?
No, it's gone down. Don't worry.
No, tell us.
No,
Tell us.
It's 2,000. So it was 2,781 when I was preparing. Now it's 2,721.
I see.
So it's gone down a little bit, but that's all right.
I'll tell you mine.
Yes, you tell me yours. Well, what was your cost? How much did you put in?
Cost was 700 USD.
Yeah.
Current wallet value 964.
Nice. So yeah, I'm doing a little better, but that's all right.
Yes.
It's tricky. It's tricky to work out. So I've made a gain of 83% in 9 days, which is quite insane.
Yes.
Do
you wish you put all your money in it?
Well, no. I actually don't. Yeah. I don't at all.
Because there's a really big point at the end of this as to why you don't.
Yeah, we'll get there. So I've made an insane return. I've been trading very actively on there, so buying and selling some creators.
I have not been doing that. So obviously maybe that works.
Yes, and my biggest holding is my own profile. So my own coin at Isaac Smith. If you
I think you also own more of my coin than I own.
Yes, yeah, that's true. I was just like, oh, yep, cool. I'll jump on this, and then that did pretty well. And then I bought Luke Easterway's coin as well.
Yeah.
And all right, so here's what happened with Luke's one. I looked at my people following me, or people that hold my own coin, because you can click on a thing which shows your biggest holders.
Yeah.
Essentially, the who's holding your stock.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, at Easterway is on there or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And so then I clicked on that, and then I bought, $100 of that or something like that.
Had he not bought himself?
And he hadn't bought his own one yet.
I see. Okay.
And then he's like, oh, I didn't even get to buy it. And so, he got mad at me because he didn't buy it. But I was like, what do you mean? You could have bought your own thing before you bought me. Anyway, he's a funny guy.
That's true.
Shout out to our follower, Luke.
Yes.
So anyway, it's a pretty sweet gain for 9 days. I'll keep playing with it and I'll get back. So
yeah, you give us some updates.
So I've currently got 226 followers.
Okay.
And a market cap of...
Okay, wait. So as well as being able to buy people's stock,
yes,
you can still...
you have your own...
You can post and you can follow people without even buying them, and it's like a social media thing.
Yeah. So on my own profile, on my own coin, which is at Isaac Smith, I've got 226 followers and a market cap of $981.
Okay.
Now that's quite annoying because there was a point... literally 4 days ago where I had a market cap of $2,050.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've gone down a bit.
I'm lower than you. So
interesting.
So I had, my coin was
Does that mean people have sold?
Yeah, so my coin was worth $125.46.
Yeah.
I had, so I'm back down to 77.91.
True.
So I had a couple of people that had bought $100 initially or whatever, and then sold it sold $500 worth or something.
Yeah.
And so I had two people kind of do that, which is annoying. But
true.
Here's a bit of content strategy for you.
Okay, tell us.
I've put up 19 statuses in the 9 days.
Oh yeah.
And I've had 3 that properly.
You've had some good engagement on some of them.
Yeah, I have had 3 that properly took off.
Yeah, and they're like actual people saying actual things.
Yeah,
not just bots.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
So 3 that properly took off and 3 that kind of did okay.
Yeah.
Some of my top ones were...
this is status?
Yeah, so this is my first one was...
Jeez.
My first one was shout out to my OnlyFans girlfriend. Looks like more than one of us can make money on the internet.
Yeah.
And then peach emoji, graph emoji, and money flying emoji. And then I did one which was... Because I didn't know what I was doing or how I could kind of make money from it. So I was I'll just diversify.
Yep.
So I said, going to be buying $5 of each of my first 200 followers.
Yeah. That's right. That was smart.
I just want to see what happens. It's like a diversified ETF of random people's clout, right?
Yep.
And then I started doing that, and people would had really high rewards set on themselves, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was paying $5, and then I would get $1 worth of their thing, and I was like, oh, this is not worth it. This is terrible.
That's so bad.
So it wasn't a good idea. But now I know that, so that's all right.
Yeah, that's good. Hang on.
We've changed locations, obviously. So
Yes, we have.
yeah, so just
That's my fault.
don't don't think about it too much.
We ran out of battery on our recorder, so we had to go quickly over to the Woolies Metro and get some new batteries, and we are up and running. So, Isaac, we were talking about posts that you've made on BitClout.
Yes, yeah, okay, yep. So I made, I think the last one that I mentioned was that I was going to buy $5 of each of the first 200 followers.
Yes.
It wasn't a good idea. It wasn't a good idea at all. People had their founders' rewards too high, and it was just super random, and a lot of them weren't like they were going the opposite way. They were all going down, and it was terrible. So
Yep.
So then my one that actually went really well was what are some of the most undervalued celebrities that love to be early adopters that aren't quite here yet. So that one got 23 likes and 23 comments.
Oh, I gotcha. So you asked that question. Were there any interesting comments?
A couple of them were like Logan Paul, but or like standard stuff like that. And then there weren't actually any good ones. A lot of them were me, like people.
Oh, classic. Yeah.
People shouting themselves out. So like people saying, "Oh, it would be Logan Paul, but now it's me," or people that are already here, and then, or it was this person until they came here. Now it's me.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it was very silly.
Gotcha.
But so next bit that I'm going to talk about is investment strategy and portfolio.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. So this is the disclaimer. I don't really know what I'm doing. But so I don't know if anyone does yet.
Just having fun, right?
Yeah, just having fun.
Yeah, you gotta have that mentality.
Yeah. So lately I've been buying a lot of verified people right as they get on the platform. So
How do you know when they're gonna get verified?
well, they'll post they'll show up in the global feed and be like, they'll be like just setting up my account, or I've just done this,
Okay, so that's a straight up buy for you usually when you see that.
Yeah, because what I'll do is I'll click on them and then they'll have $100 coin price or whatever. Yeah. So it'll be pretty low, and then I'll click on them and then I'll go to their Instagram and see that they've got 570,000 followers or 300,000 followers or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you do your due diligence on that one.
Yes, and then you got to be careful with that though, because I accidentally bought someone who was verified who had a $200 coin, went to their Instagram. 300,000 followers on Instagram. I was like, oh, this is pretty undervalued. Like, because normally it tends to be $1,000 for someone with 300,000 followers, kind of thing. So something like that. And so I was like, this could be a really good growth one. Went in and bought it. Didn't really pay attention to the reward and all that kind of stuff. And I went and bought $50 of that person, and the amount in my wallet was $10. And I didn't realize, so they must have had their reward on 80%. So yeah, wild.
Gotcha.
So
And it does show that when you go to buy, right?
yeah, it does show you, but it says they'll get 0.13 of their coin as a reward, and so you've really got to calculate it yourself. They don't say they'll get $10 USD as a reward or whatever, so you kind of got to calculate that yourself, which is something that going and buying and selling and all that kind of stuff, maybe you're a little bit lazy with it and you kind of trust that they're 10%, and so you just go in and buy it. And so yeah, that was the problem.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, you kind of got to pay attention to that. Some opportunities, early mover advantage. So
Certainly, there's 100,000 people on there.
yeah, there's 100,000 people on there, but if you grab a bunch of handles early, this is a good way to make money. You grab a bunch of handles pretty early, and for generic things, and start making statuses and post high quality content, then you can definitely make a lot of money. You could, instead of having a job, you could literally grab a bunch of handles and then post consistently, and if it's a good handle, then it'll really work. So the handle memes, which isn't a verified account or anything, that has a $7,000 market cap. No, sorry, it's a $7,000 coin price, which means it's a $1 million market cap, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good one. There's the handle Just Ramen, which is pretty funny. There's one called Clout God, which is So like it's just different stuff like that, and some of them just start taking off like crazy, and they're just posting high quality content. Like that's just all it is.
I noticed when we created an account for HQLA.
Yeah.
And it was cool because we got HQLA as the name, which was cool, as the handle. But what I noticed when I created it was that I needed to put a mobile number in because it sends you like a verification code.
Yep.
And I initially put my mobile number because it was easy, and it wouldn't let me because it said there was already one connected to it. So luckily we had another phone that we could use, so we put that other mobile number as it. But I would have thought that, I mean, it's probably a solvable problem, but that's a bit of a problem to having like 100 accounts.
Yeah. That could be an issue, but you know, there's virtual SIM cards now, and
Yeah, and you can use your parents' phones and stuff.
and you can also get a $2 like SIM card and make $2 and make basically it cost us $2, and you can just keep making accounts.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
Yeah, and then just keep swapping them and make a status every day or something. Well, online, if you're online, you can just switch accounts, surely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So, yeah, one of the biggest issues is that as more people buy BitClout, each creator coin goes slightly down in value because relative to BitClout coin, your creator coin is going down.
Yeah.
So if you're because creator coins are getting weaker in value compared to BitClout. So if your account is pretty stagnant, then over time, as more people buy the BitClout coin, the creator's coin's getting devalued. So essentially, it's inflation, but it's occurring at a very high speed.
Oh, that's interesting. So you need to keep momentum on your personal accounts. Otherwise, as you're saying, it's a perfect picture of inflation.
Yeah, because when I first got on there, it was this is 9 days ago. It was $140 per coin, and now it's $160 per coin. Yep. So yeah, it's literally
okay, that's cool.
very fast inflation. So yeah. My next question is this Patreon? Is this like Patreon? I would argue that it's better.
What's the quick 2-second what Patreon is? Because I don't actually really know that much.
Patreon is it's like a site where you donate to your favorite creator.
Oh, for additional content and stuff.
Yeah. So it's basically paid YouTube. Yep. Like it's been around for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. It's pretty popular, and people use it like they get extra albums from a band or extra, you know.
Okay. Yep, I have heard of this.
Yeah, extra live shows or like live show screaming, and you get tickets, early access, early screening of a movie, that kind of thing.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.
So I would argue that this is a lot better because you're actually taking ownership of the creator that you're buying. Like you own a little piece of that pie that you hope will grow and hope will keep going well. So yeah, it's buying an opportunity to profit. Here's an interesting one. Creative Juice, which is an early stage. This has been created by Mr. Beast. This is a early stage funding startup for creators. So this is a bit of maybe competition. Maybe they'll make their own stock market out of it.
Oh, okay, so he's got something set up where you can invest in creators and as they grow.
Yes, but I think that, and I haven't looked into it too heavily, but I think it's more like a VC firm for creators than it is like a stock market. So it might just be his own money that he's putting up, or he's going to. So,
he's got 20 million and he's just going to invest it in the next upcoming people.
Yeah. So then he takes a bit of their brand or takes a bit of their,
Okay. Yep.
So something very interesting to consider is that individuals can't really do this in the stock market, but you can move the price on volume alone. So much like a hedge fund or an institutional investor in the stock market, Goldman Sachs can pump $5 billion into a $5 billion company and move the price by 100%. And essentially double that. But the same thing can happen here, except so individuals with a 1K market cap can go in and spend $1,000 on that coin and then move it by 100% as well. But you're just moving it on volume, so that's kind of cool. You can push up prices 100% if you want to on random stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, it is cool.
Here's something that did pretty well as well. This is another good post that I actually haven't talked about yet. So this one's actually I gotta hide it from you a little bit. So other than the platform actually working, what ideas would you have to drive engagement on the platform? And then I said mine are video with autoplay, showing the amount of next to creators on the global feed because like that would be pretty useful. Like
Showing what, sorry?
the amount that I own of the creator on the global feed. So
When someone pops up that you own. Yeah, okay.
yeah, because there's a global feed where the most popular posts go, and you can see if you already own that person, and like yeah, because you can't really see that. You just got to go to your actual wallet thing and work it out.
Yeah, that's true.
I said polls as well, and adding a lottery pool of blue checks to smaller accounts to like verify them and like make them seem legit. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool. That one performed pretty well. Yeah, so it's a pretty early stage platform, so it's very buggy. Oftentimes you go to comment on stuff and the request will just time out.
Yeah, so I like you posted something the other day and I commented something. I commented bubble. And then and then it didn't work. And I was like, dang it. And so I commented again and then all of a sudden I've got 2 comments on there and then I couldn't delete it. And so yeah, it's very frustrating. And then that becomes more frustrating when you're trying to buy and sell.
Yeah.
And you sell and you're not sure if it's sold or not, and then you sell double what you thought you were going to sell and stuff like that. But as long as you're having fun.
Yeah, as long as you're having fun. So so showing the cost next to showing what you've purchased the creator for. So there's a couple of other random ideas that I've got. So seeing how much, like seeing what your cost price of a creator would be really useful because you can't on your wallet screen. Yeah.
That's a really big one.
Yeah, you can't tell how much you actually spent on them. Yeah, so it's tricky. So you have to kind of work out. Like I tried spending the same amount on each creator, but then I've got like $43.11 left, and I still want to invest that. So
yeah, you can't actually. It doesn't track how much you've made. Like it doesn't track your profit, right?
No, not at all.
You have to write down what you bought stuff for or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you'd have to do that. Currently, you got to do that in Excel. You got to kind of work out or write down your cost price. You know, bit clunky, but you know, it's early stages. So they could also have the daily movement of a person's coin and start implementing some like graphic and analysis there. Show you what that person's market cap's going, like where it's going. Have a little graph of that. That could also be a huge negative because it could encourage a lot more trading instead of holding long term. Yep. Here's something interesting. Capital raises could be cool. So actually using the money to actually help the creator. So imagine much like a stock would do. So imagine a creator has a $100 million valuation, and they want to make a video for $1 million. So imagine being able to issue more of your shares and dilute everyone's holdings and take that $1 million on the creator's actual balance sheet, and like use that to actually like make a video and like actually linking it all up properly and properly securitizing your assets. So that could be kind of cool. Functionality updates. They could add in hashtags, stories, quick videos, stuff like that. But you also don't want to make it too much like Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all that kind of stuff. Because currently it pretty much operates like a less functional Twitter. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I kind of think it's cool that it doesn't have video yet. Like it's just got photos, that kind of thing. And as well as that, it doesn't even have its own app. So
yeah, that's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a huge negative. It definitely needs its own app before video and all that stuff. So yeah, I think it's also really good. I think it's good because of accountability. So imagine being able to dump a creator's coin after they have a scandal, like, or pick up something cheap after bad news that